get up in here, get up in here. I normally wouldn't record a video like this. I would go live, and I apologize for not going live this Sunday, but I definitely want to give a major shout out to all of my supporters, subscribers, followers, likes, all of that good stuff. Those of you who have been riding with me through this journey, some of you for a very, very long time, right? At least since 2019. What very little people knew about me was in 2021, I began the process of trademarking the brand of the Poet Saint. And in that process, I was taking a major leap. I didn't know what trademarking was at the point that I received the download to do such. I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. I had no idea what I was actually doing. I know what I had said I was going to do. And so I'm meditating one day and I get the message, and I take the time and I go through and I start to research and Google, what does this mean, intellectual property. And I found attorneys who specialize in exactly that, and decided on one after meditating and praying about it, and then I ended up meeting one. And I've been consciously creating content in order to back up that brand. I have traveled the United States for 2 years straight, providing my service for free, okay? And I did that not because I'm stupid, but it was because it was what I was charged to do. When we decide to work with God, it's important that you take time to receive the guidance that comes to you and that you follow those instructions, irregardless of what you would like to do, because there was plenty of time in that 2 years of travel that I definitely would have liked to have been banging my head on something else. But honestly, I had come to a point in my journey where I recognized that surrenderance was very vital to me becoming what I was becoming. And the process was going to require my obedience in ways that I had not been obedient before in life, surrendering in ways that I had not surrendered. I had to learn different things in order for me to do that. I had to move about and serve other people in their needs. That's my calling, though. It's to serve people, and I do that selflessly and have always done that selflessly. However, not always with the greatest of rewards. So, when we are working with God, there are often times that you will not receive the recognition, reward, accolades that you have earned, okay? People are not going to be clapping and cheering and, hey, keep going. But it's important that you keep going, irregardless of what it looks like on the outside, and sometimes what it feels like on the inside. Keep going. So during this process, I entrusted an attorney to take care of the trademark, and I'll tell you why that's important. That's important because there was a lot of objections and denials and different things that had to be turned in certain time frames. And if you're a busybody like myself, you could run the risk of not meeting a time frame, which could be costly to you, right? At the same time, moving from owning businesses and making businesses for other people, I had decided that I was going to start building brands and show people how to do that, right? It was just a challenge. I didn't even know what it necessarily meant when I said it. I said that in like 2018. And so here we are now in 2024. Okay, I officially became a registered trademark, okay, with International on November the 11th, okay? November 11th of 2024. And this is not something that I orchestrated, so I didn't plan this date, okay? Also, on 9/11, I produced my third publication, which is the second book in my series, A Trip Through Hell to Rediscover Heaven. Now, I am just following directions. Okay, it's easy to look at me if you see me. For those of you who know me and you get to encounter me and it's like joyous, then you firsthand know. But for those of you who just get to see me online and you're like, why is this person bumping their gums? Because that's what I'm charged to do. And I do that without care of who's listening, why they're listening, who's going to like it, who's going to talk about me. I've been harassed, I've been demeaned, I've been a lot of things throughout this process, especially once I was forced to come into the public arena and be on a public platform. And that has sometimes been a little discouraging, I will admit. Okay, however, you have to always find the courage to keep going. Okay, follow the plan. And the plan is not yours. It's not our plan. I didn't plan any of this. Okay, it's none of it I planned. I'm merely a vessel carrying it out. And so when you hear me say, find the inner child in you, become the kid in you, be obedient, let God run the show, go to God, keep going to God. This is really my experience, and I'm merely sharing that with you and encouraging you, hopefully, to understand that it's not going to always be pretty. Okay, this has not always looked pretty for me. I have had to suppress my emotions. I have had to deny myself. I have had to protect myself. I have learned to protect those that I love in new ways and new measures. I have had to stretch myself in ways that were very much uncomfortable to me. And unfortunately, I don't have like a gang of friends and family that understand what I'm going through. So it's not like I have a bunch of people that I can just talk to. And so I have learned, okay, to keep going to God. And so I will encourage you always to keep going to God. It may not look the way you think it's going to look. It never looked the way I think it's going to look. Okay, I'm going to tell you now. So I just tell people, I don't even imagine. I don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I have faith and I trust in that. And so I keep moving in obedience. When I'm taken in a certain direction, I go that direction, and I go there with my whole heart because this is what I have signed up to do. When we sign up with God, sometimes people want instant results. It's not instant. This journey for me has literally been, I began it in 2007, consciously giving myself over to, listen, God, whatever you want, I'm going to do it. Whatever you want me to say, I'm going to say it. Wherever you want me to be, I'm going to be there. And in that, I have lost a lot of things. I have had to walk away from my homes, my cars, my money, my businesses, my friends, my family, my children, everything in order to get right here today. And in this day, like a lot of times, a lot of people ask me, if you follow me on Facebook, they like, are you grateful? Like, are you really in that gratitude, or is this something? No, I never, and I tell you guys, do not trick yourself, okay, into being. Go through the process to become, okay? So when you hear me saying I'm grateful, I'm literally grateful. I'm grateful because of the things that I have learned, okay, the things that I have been shown, the different ways that I've been taught to orchestrate in this arena, you know, and to be compassionate with others and loving and kind and my vulnerable self. And that for me was very uncomfortable, okay? I come from trauma. If y'all have not read my books, read the books, okay? And don't read the books. I'll tell y'all now, the books are more of a calling card, okay? It's not, oh, look at my story. And no. These books are definitely a calling card to ignite something in the reader. Because in this time, right now, we are important, we are vital, and it's important that we do the healing work to claim our true self and to be that in the greatest version possible so that the world can experience it. And so, if you are struggling, going through, you want it right now, you want it right, God, it's mine, I want it right now, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got something on me right now, y'all, this thick. I can feel it like all over me, like literally my heart be like coming out my chest, like I'm going insane, okay? But I have to be in the process, Okay, and that is for an Aries, like, let me go. That's literally what it feels like on the inside. But the process, we have to trust the timing. We have to trust that we have what tools we need. We have to make sure that we are prepared mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know, a lot of times we think, oh, if I get enough money, I'm gonna get enough money. I will tell y'all now, as a person who has legitimately made millions and millions and millions of dollars, it's fake. What matters is that we are on code and on target for what God has sent us here individually. And when we do that, the pieces will fall together. There are going to be times when you're not going to quite understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. There have been things that I've had to do that I did not understand, like essentially why I was having to do that thing until later. So some of it comes in hindsight, you know, and in there is where you find the gratitude. That's where you're going to catch the gratitude. Okay, so then you don't have to be like begging for, like faking gratitude. Okay, and if you're faking gratitude, then you're probably ungrateful, because we can all be grateful for the mere fact that we're breathing. Like that alone, like I'm rich. Hold on. Because we can very easily get caught up in earthly things, you know, but this journey is deeper than what you believe it is. And like I say, none of this is my creation. Okay, the books, I didn't create them. I lived it. I did. I lived it. It was definitely my experience, and I definitely had to come through that. But you will notice in reading the books that I don't look like what I've been through. Thank God. I don't feel like what I've been through. Okay, and in this very moment, all that I've been through gives me unfathomable hope and appreciation for where I've been, but more so where I'm going. You know, and that I can't see, but I can feel it. Like I can feel it. Like, ooh, let me get it. It's mine. I want it now. Like the little spoiled child. But in reality, patience, obedience, surrenderance, faithfulness, gentleness, kindness, forgiveness, self-discipline, joy, peace. You got to find those things in everything, and exercise those things, get full on. And as you do, I assure you, I cannot lie to none of y'all. I don't even know y'all. Like I just, my job is just to turn on the camera and talk, and so that's what I do. And I hope that by doing so, that somebody else somewhere remembers to remember that all that you go through is really because you're blessed. The more blessed you are, the more challenges you're going to have, the more attacks you're going to have, the more abuse you're going to have to endure, the more disappointments, and because the whole thing is to challenge you to keep your heart clean. And as long as you keep your heart clean, that's the thing that I have, you know, is I've just been loving. And it's just my nature. You know, if my chart, if God didn't send me here with the contract that I got and give me some of the goods that I got, I probably would, you know what I'm saying, not be so kind or so forgiving, but it's my nature. Okay, and so be your nature. What is your nature? Is it kindness? Is it gentleness? Is it forgiveness? Is it being loving? Is it being caring? And if that's you, be it, even when the world is cold. Because along this journey, I've seen a lot. I've endured a lot. But I've been victim to none of it. Every bit of it has helped me to become a greater version of myself. See, by experiencing people who were disloyal, I learned the value of loyalty. By experiencing people who were dishonest, I learned the value of honesty. By experiencing people who were not faithful, I learned the value of faithfulness. And I say this because if we don't go through, we can't become. And so stay kind in what you're going through. Your relationships, your jobs, they don't appreciate you. I've had some experiences reading the books. And those experiences have all shaped me to inspire others. And so I hope to be an inspiration to each person that comes across this channel and all of the other channels. And make sure that you check out my other channel. It's called A Trip Through Hell, or you can put in Rediscovering Heaven. And you'll find it, and through there you'll get a better understanding of astrology, and exactly it's giving you my chart, okay, and myself personally. So again, naked, get naked, get naked. I hope y'all enjoyed the creation, and if you don't, I enjoyed making it. I certainly did, and I definitely enjoyed living the life, the ups, the downs, the ins, the out. It's cold. I don't even know why a fly would come, except for to be peeking in on my head. They be coming, y'all. And that's cool, because guess what? I'm covered, okay? And you covered. You're all covered as long as you choose God. You know, we can get things outside of the covering of God, but the thing is, in order to hold on to those things, we got to stay from under the covering of God. And that you don't want, folks. Okay, you don't want to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. We don't know when the day of darkness is coming, but it's definitely coming. But I am hopeful that we got enough time. So in this time, use it to do what is necessary for you to become the greatest version of yourself. Find a coach, a therapist, people that you can depend on. Let go of people who drain you and use you and abuse you. And our number one mistake in this life that we make that makes us victims is thinking people won't do it to us. Okay, I'm nice, I'm kind, I've been generous, I've been thoughtful, I've been loving, I've been caring. People will do what they're doing, okay, and you're experiencing it not because it's a punishment, but so that you can learn to distinguish different energies. So be cognizant of the energies that you're around as you go through the journey. You know, if it makes you feel good and you feel whole and you feel wholesome, then that's where you need to be. That's what you need to do. And sometimes that's not our family. Sometimes that's not our friends. Sometimes that's not, you know, for me, I found it in perfect strangers, like clear across the world. Like, how is that possible? But that's how this thing works. And so whatever your calling is, follow it. Because none of us have the same calling. And I can't tell you what your calling is. I can kind of help you on the journey and put a little light on it for you and help you to see it from a different perspective. But all I can truly do, and all I'll ever really do for anyone, is keep leading them back to God. Because that's what saved me. That's what's leading my journey. And that's what gets the glory. So when people ask me, well, how you eating? Well, I sure ain't starving. How you do this? God. Some people have said other things that are not true, but people will understand you at the level that they are at. So whatever their perspective of you is only representative of them. Be you. Follow God and do what God is leading you to do in this lifetime, because this is your opportunity to fulfill a contract. I keep telling y'all, we are like the Transformers, the Care Bears, the what's that one? Transformers, the Care Bear, whatever one you want to be, you know, the X-Men. Yeah, there you go. That was it. That was one of the X-Men. And so be that, because your children are dependent on you being that. Yeah, your children are dependent on you, your grandchildren, you know, the generations behind us. I just was telling a cousin of mine, it's like we're becoming the grandparents of the society. Like, imagine that, right? And so that's a great deal of responsibility. And for me, I take responsibility serious. I'm equipped to take on the responsibilities. And so yeah, it kind of makes sense that I would be just the one to be like, I'm just going to go my own direction. But I encourage you, whoever you are out there listening to this video, if you're struggling with finding your own direction, go ahead and go to my website. I got it's free, okay? I will give you very clear steps, okay? Because see, I'm not looking to profit off of people. Believe that. Okay, I done made the prophets. That's how I became a prophet. You see? Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. What I'm telling y'all is stay the course on this journey, making sure that you are committed to being the greatest version of yourself. And give that to you as a gift, and then it gets to be a gift to the whole wide world. I love y'all, and I thank every one of y'all who have been up in here, getting up in here. If you have not got the book, okay, get the book. Get the books. Don't waste your time. Get the books. They are good. I am not just saying that because I wrote them either. Okay, they're good. If you don't really understand astrology, or you are one of those people who highly doubt the validity of astrology, which is very natural for some people, I challenge you to get the book. Okay, get the book and tear it apart. And if you're one of those hyper thinkers, all my Geminis out there, that, you know what I'm saying, I know y'all only gonna look at the surface of it though. You know what I'm saying? We get up in here and get it and break it down and challenge me on it. And furthermore, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to get to that version of you that you came to be, where all of the promises exist. The love, the money, the health, the abundance, the joy, the peace, the kindness, the forgiveness, the compassion, the faithfulness, all of that self, all of the self-discipline, you know, and that right there is the key to life. So if you want to search for anything in this life, search for God, and there you'll find you. And when you do, you'll also find the magic that this world is, and that's why we're here. I love y'all, and I absolutely hope that everybody is loving on themselves as much as I love you guys, because I love you. And I hope that you can find this video as a great replacement for Sunday Live. Even though I am going to still do the live. I had something come up. And so I didn't do the live. But yeah, I was much rather did. I'll be transparent with you guys, right? I'm on transparent moment, and there's nobody live here right now, so I could just kind of talk to y'all. I'm in a process of reflecting. I'm ending the year, right? And so I'm also ending a major cycle. And so there's a lot of reflecting going on, and a lot of sifting, and what is it, taking the wheat from the tares, and understanding the direction of my life moving forward, what that looks like, what that feels like, and exactly what I'm going to be planning moving forward, right? I don't know without reflecting. And so I've been in that kind of space, and I got kind of stuck on Sunday. However, the message is, imagine everything, all your prayers meeting you at one place. Oh, it drives me crazy, y'all. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. But imagine that, like literally sit with and imagine all of your prayers meeting you. Now, here's the thing. We only get to, everything we pray for is ours. Believe that. There's nothing you can pray for that isn't yours. However, what you pray for is sometimes ahead of you. And so you got to get to where it's at. I have a Sagittarius rising, so I liken it to taking aim at something, right? I see what I want, it's off in the depth. I see it, pow, I shoot, okay? Now I'm going to go out there and get it. See, I understand that I got to go get it. It ain't coming to me. I got to get it. But along the way of getting some things, you know, we have to learn, we have to grow, we have to develop ourselves in new ways. And if you don't do that, okay, you don't do that, you can't grow, people. Okay, so stop trying to hold on to what you've always been because you've always been that. That's just crap, okay? Or no new friends. No, you need some new friends, because if the friends that you got is only calling you when they got a problem, or they only gossip, or they only got some nonsense going on, you probably need some new friends. It's time for some new ones. Or if you find that the people around you, they are limited in their thinking, you know what I'm saying? You got big dreams and big goals, and they still, you know, trying to figure out how they can keep their welfare, you know what I'm saying? If you are trying to serve humanity and you surrounded by people who just constantly worried about themselves, then that's probably going to, cause some changes. You have to make changes. Or if you're in environments or mindsets where you are being these things, you have to be very real with yourself. And that's how we get here. So, surrenderance. You got to surrender. Yeah, you have to have faith. Okay, surrenderance is the act of faith. That's the act. Faith without action, that's the act. Okay, that's the first act, is surrendering. And then you have to be still, because you got to receive. Okay, be still. When you be still, you'll receive stuff. Okay, now what you receive, you now have to take action on. And you may not like what you receive. Okay, I have got some messages, I'm going to tell y'all now, that I felt totally stupid. Like, oh, no. Go tell them what? To who? And go do what? For who? And give what? To who? And it's been fun. I'm telling y'all. It's like, is this serious? Yes, it's serious. It's very serious. But I'm grateful for being chosen to do it. I'm grateful to myself for choosing to do it because I feel better. Okay, I feel so much better that I cannot even imagine, okay, existing any other kind of way. Even down to those of you who've been following me, I got to a point where I'm like, okay, God, if I take one step that is not of you, trip me. Okay, take one step. And so I got up on the whole thing. I'm gonna get a job, right? And I wasn't told to go get this job. I wanted to go do something that I wanted to do, but I had in fact been told to come home and to remodel this trailer and to finish my book. That's what I was told to do. But I had the cruise bug up on me. I'm a cruise junkie, and so I wanted to go on a cruise, and I wanted to cruise to Japan. And so up in my inbox pops a cruise from Japan. Remember the video Test, Attacks, and Test, Attacks, and Temptations. Okay, yeah, so I'll pin that in this, Test, Attacks, and Temptations. But along the way, I've had some. So I wanted to go on a cruise. I'm on cruise. I'm like juiced up, right? And so I'm a cruise junkie. And so I want to go to Japan, and I have been looking for a closed loop cruise, which what all that means in cruise terminology is that the cruise is going to bring me back to where I left from. All the other ones that I found were leaving me in Japan, and I would have to fly back to the United States, and I didn't want to be in Japan and have to fly back to the United States. I wanted a cruise that would take me to various places in Japan so that I can experience Japan, but I definitely still wanted the comfort of being on a cruise ship. So anyway, in comes the perfect one. It's leaving out of San Diego, and I can come back, right? It's a closed loop, and it was like 53 days, and it took me to 14 different stops, right? This is all like what I didn't imagine, and all what I'm feeling, and all what I'm about. It's like, yeah, right? So I'm like, yeah. So I look at the price, and for those of you who don't know me, I travel solo, so I have to pay for two. Well, I cruise with my dolls, and this is why I cruise with the dolls, is because they're going to make me pay for two, and so my guest can be whatever I want, and it's the dolls, okay? So anyway, y'all getting a lot of my business in this video, but here we go. The cruise was 53 days, and when I saw the price, I'm like, okay, I need the money for this, so I'm like, okay. Well, if I work, if I work for 100 days, 120 days at a job, I would make enough, to pay for the cruise. Okay. And then I would start working on my book in the trailer, because I would get that done. as I'm about to go out on this cruise. Now, this is my plan. Okay, listen. I hope y'all paying attention, and I hope you learning something from this. Okay, because this is true. So I'm gonna go on. I fill out my job application. I did, and then the next day I get up. Now I do this. This all like comes Aries style, straight Aries style. It's just like this is something I'm passionate about, so I just took action real quick. Like, yep, I done filled out the job application. I'm gonna get work this job, 120 days, and I'm gonna have enough to pay for my cruise, and then I get to it in January. So I come and I'm in the trailer, and literally I'm going. We putting up the electric at this time. Oh, that's part of it. I haven't added that, and I might have lost the device that it was on, the footage. I'm gonna have to look and see. But anyway, we're putting in the electric pole. Okay, so putting up the pole so the city can connect the electric, and I hear a noise outside. So I go out the door, and literally I fall. I slip and trip and fall right out, and I get fucked up. I'm bow. Oh, my shoulder, my back, my butt bone, everything messed up. So I I go back in the RV. I'm in the RV, and I get an email. Well, the next day, that day, I was fine, because as soon as I fell, like, I just jumped back up and like kept on doing. I even dug the hole for the pole. Like, I felt all right, which probably helped to aggravate. But so I go back in the RV. The next day, I wake up and I'm in a little bit of pain and discomfort. I'm like, whoa! So I make me some edibles, some oil. I rub myself down. So the following day, which it happened to be a Friday, okay, so I get an email where I have been hired for the job. Now, when I see the email, immediately my ass bone started throbbing, like, oh. I'm like, oh, and my shoulder started hurting. I'm like, oh, I fell off the trailer. And so I see the job, and I'm like, and I heard, I ain't told you nothing about go get no job. I said, oh, how must we get no job? I was told to finish this book and remodel that trailer. And so, be obedient, because disobedience costs. Be careful what you ask for, because you're going to get it, right? It's just that what we're looking for and what we're asking for, sometimes we haven't made it to that place. Like, we'll pray for this perfect job position, but we haven't acquired the skills necessary to get there, or we may not have the compassion necessary to hold it, or we may not have the self-discipline required to maintain it. It's various things, and we don't know what those things are. So be patient with yourself, because peace comes piece by piece. You don't know how it's gonna come. And when you get there, okay, because you're going to get there, it's a promise, and the promise is definitely fulfilled. But you have to promise to yourself that you're committed to get there. And so that means you're going to avoid those temptations. You're going to pass the test. You're going to withstand the attacks. Okay. If you followed me through a certain phase, I came under great attack. Okay, by people, and I was like, wow, like, okay, the devil don't care who he is. It don't matter. Okay, this is anybody can be used, and this is where I learned to tell you guys to remove the label from the person and be more discerning of the spirit. Okay, I had to learn that myself. I definitely had to learn that, because I'd be like, oh, well, it's not them per se, it's the spirit. And so therefore I had to learn to be aware of that thing. And that's what I mean by going through the process, right? It's a process, but all of it gives you something new. All of it endows you with what you didn't have in the last season, the last cycle, and it gets you ready for the next one. And so, as you're getting ready for the next cycle in your life, look back and be grateful. Be grateful because everything that didn't work made you where you are today. Everything that went the way it did puts you right where you are today so that you can be prepared for what's ahead of you. And you can't get there if you all the way back there. Y'all know what I mean? So stay obedient, even when it don't look the way it's supposed to you. Because in my eyes, okay, ain't nothing like me on the planet. There's no person like me on the whole entire planet, okay? The stuff that I'm saying, I'm bringing it from somewhere else. There could be somebody else somewhere else that is in agreement with me, okay? But they ain't delivering it like me because they're not me, okay? And I'm not delivering it like them because I'm not them. But there was like so many different things along the way. But along that time, I've been able to grow more. I've been able to be more affirmed in myself. I've been able to nurture my inner child and grow to a point of comfort, like where I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm emotionally sensitive. Yes, I'm innocent. Like, yeah, I'm like a child. You know, I like to play and shit. But that's who I am, and so that feels better to me than to be, you know, the other person or projection that I have been in other cycles of my life. And so here is the greatest version of me, and I'm most definitely grateful to be able to share it with the world. And I hope that you guys find some pleasure in it. I hope that I somehow help you guys. I am very much helpful if you're asking me questions, because yes, for the most part, I'm just talking, and that's just what I do. Like, I can just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and yeah, that's called an orator. So that's what I am, or a motor mouth. But I hope that it motivates you, whatever's coming out of my mouth, because it's true. I've lived it. I am not just fluffing stuff, okay? If you see me selling stuff, the grief counseling that I offer, I've used those things and those techniques on not only myself, but I've done them freely for others, and so they're there. Now, if you need help, I'll be honest with you, you can hit me up, okay? You can reach out to me and I'm gonna help you if you're serious about needing help. But if you want to play with me, you probably better be ready to pay me. And even then, you're only going to get to play for so long, because I don't even care about your money. I want the best version of you, whoever you are. So when you hit me up, know that you have committed to getting the best version of you, because I'm going to call you on your shit. I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God, because I want what's best for you, because what's best for you is best for me too. And that's for every person that I serve, whether they have been for free or whether they have paid me. I've received, whether they call them, it's a fancy name for it that I get. I love them. I love them. I love them. They're like honorary payments or something like that. But I love it. I love it, because it's like I show up and I'm not expecting to get anything. I'm merely there to give of myself in God's will for me, and it's called some type of a payment. So I love y'all. I hope this helps somebody somewhere, and I think I ought to reach my recording max or something. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this for you guys, and this is your midweek. Remember that you a badass, and it may not look the way that you want it to look, but it's definitely coming together for your greatest good. I cannot lie to you, would not lie to you, because I love you too much to lie to you. I'm the Polit Saint from the beginning to the end, and the Polit Saint is actually a title. It's a title. It's a title. Okay, the Polit Saint is my title. My name is Monica. Okay, if you want to know. My name is Monica. I love y'all. Peace and wellness to you. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it to your friends, your family, your lovers, your mothers, your sister, your auntie, somebody. Because guess what? Ain't nobody seeing it like I'm seeing it. And if they is, they ain't saying it the way I'm saying it. I love y'all. So if you get what I'm saying, get up in here, because this is a message for you. I love y'all, and I want y'all to be the greatest versions of you, because the greatest version of you is best for me too.